diverse marine ecosystem. Among its inhabitants were sharks, creatures that inspired both awe and caution. Local conservation efforts ensured a balanced coexistence, educating visitors on respecting wildlife while enjoying the beach's natural splendor. David, along with his children Ethan, 10, and Lily, 8, had spent the morning building sandcastles and exploring the tide pools, their curiosity about the ocean's wonders encouraged by their father's love for nature, unseen yet ever-present. Though rarely a threat in these waters, sharks moved with purpose, crossing paths with those who ventured into their domain. As the day waned, the unthinkable happened. A shadow beneath the waves, unnoticed amidst the joy and laughter, turned a day of celebration into a fight for survival. In a moment of terror, David found himself face to face with one of the ocean's most formidable predators. The shark, perhaps drawn by the commotion or mistaking him for prey, launched an attack that shattered the tranquility of Whispering Palms Beach. The Miller family's day of reunion was suddenly cast into chaos, a stark reminder of the ocean's power and the fragility of life. The serene beauty of Whispering Palms Beach was ruptured by a scream that pierced the air, a sound so jarring it seemed to stop time itself. Once scattered in joyful abandon, the Miller family converged in a united front of panic and fear at the water's edge. David, the beloved father and husband, was locked in a survival dance against the might of the ocean's predator. Sarah's heart plummeted into despair as she witnessed the shark's silhouette weaving through the water, its target unmistakably her husband. Ethan and Lily, their laughter silenced by the unfolding horror, clung to their mother, their small faces etched with confusion and fear. The lifeguards, trained for moments like these, yet always hoping never to face them, sprang into action with a practiced urgency. Their whistles sounded a cacophony of alarms as they directed the crowd back, clearing the way for rescue. In the chaos of the attack, as David Miller was suddenly thrust into a life-or-death struggle, the beach's festive atmosphere was shattered by a deafening silence, followed by a surge of panicked screams. The shark, a formidable predator of the deep, had mistaken David for its usual prey in the murky waters stirred by the day's activities. Its powerful jaws clamped down on his leg, pulling with a force that threatened to drag him under. David's instincts kicked in, a primal fight for survival as he struck at the shark. Each hit a plea for life. The water around him churned violently, a whirlpool of fear and determination. The water, now a haunting reminder of the ordeal, was stained with David's blood, a stark contrast to the clear blue that had welcomed the family hours earlier. As the lifeguards reached David, pulling him onto a rescue board, his body was a map of the attack's ferocity. The leg weight for survival became a narrative of hope, a reminder that even in our darkest moments, the strength of family and the power of the youth. As tourists, hailing from diverse backgrounds, flocked to the shores, eager to partake in the revelry of the summer celebration. The curiosity of other beachgoers, who began to converge near the shoreline, their gazes fixed on the unfolding drama. Urgency hung in the air as Sharon maneuvered the jet ski toward the distressed swimmers. As she approached, a disconcerting sight unfolded. The once clear waters now bore a reddish tint, a somber indication of injury. Panic rippled through the remaining swimmers, their frantic strokes carrying them away from the disturbing scene. Undeterred, Sharon's focus honed in on the victim, a man visible amidst the blood-tinged seas, struggling and splashing in distress. The urgency of the situation propelled her forward, and determined to know that, despite his readiness, nature had one of its most formidable predators in store. In the tranquility of the morning, around 9 a.m., Isaac navigated his third lap near the Coral Reef Atoll. Unbeknownst to him, a silent and deadly predator, a 10-foot bull shark, stalked his every move with a primal hunger for blood. With the precision of a torpedo, the shark shot up from the ocean's depths towards the unsuspecting swimmer. The force of impact struck Isaac's pelvis like a freight truck, sending him airborne for a brief moment before plunging back into the water, disoriented and aware that trouble loomed. As Isaac struggled to stay afloat, the shark allowed no respite. Searing pain radiated from his left leg. Looking down, Isaac confronted a nightmarish sight. A row of serrated teeth sank deep into his flesh, and lifeless eyes stared back from the water. Excruciating agony enveloped Isaac as the predator's immense bite shredded his flesh and crushed his bones. The relentless beast tugged at his leg, attempting to pull him deeper into the water. Despite the pain and disorientation, Isaac fought for his life, splashing and screaming for help. His desperate calls echoed through the water, alerting other swimmers in the vicinity. In the desperate struggle for survival, Isaac relentlessly kicked and punched at the predator, determined to break free from its relentless grip. Fueled by rage, the shark swung its massive head violently from side to side, each thrash bringing Isaac along for the brutal ride. The wild and frantic movements of the predator inflicted further injuries on Isaac. His flesh tore and his bones broke under the relentless force. Yet he refused to surrender. Isaac continued to throw punches and kicks, utilizing every ounce of strength. Whenever the opportunity arose, he unleashed his fist with all his might, aiming for the shark's lifeless eyes. The targeted assault caused the shark to recoil, loosening its vice-like bite on Isaac's injured leg. Sensing a chance for freedom, Isaac repeated the punches to the predator's eyes. Some blows hit their mark, and before long, the shark released its grip, allowing Isaac to break free from the underwater struggle. Arriving just in the nick of time, Sharon extended her arm, desperately trying to reach and haul Isaac aboard the jet ski. However, Isaac, caught in the throes of pain and struggle, couldn't quite grasp her outstretched hand. In the distance, the solitary fin of the shark continued its ominous path through the water, steadily closing the gap to the already injured swimmer. Undeterred by the escalating dangers, Sharon, fueled by sheer determination, made a split-second decision and leaped into the water. With urgency, Sharon reached Isaac, pulling him towards her. Inch by inch, she maneuvered the injured swimmer towards the waiting jet ski, their movements quickened by the looming threat of the approaching shark. As the predator lunged towards them, Sharon wielded the ring buoy as a makeshift shield, diverting the shark's attention. The shark's menacing maw clamped onto the buoy, giving Sharon a crucial moment. She seized the opportunity, delivering a powerful kick to the shark's gills. In response to the unexpected counterattack, the shark recoiled again, retreating into the ocean's depths. The underwater struggle had reached a momentary reprieve, allowing Sharon to resume the urgent task of getting Isaac to safety. Aware of the imminent danger, Sharon swiftly climbed back onto the jet ski, anticipating the shark's return. Hurriedly, she hauled the injured swimmer Isaac aboard, recognizing the urgency of getting him to safety. Once Isaac was securely in place, the jet ski's engine roared to life, and Sharon navigated her way back to the shore with determined speed. As they approached, a team of paramedics stood ready, their exploration of the coastal mangrove forests. Coral Cove was renowned for its dense mangrove forests, a vital ecosystem supporting diverse marine life. The area was a haven for environmentalists and nature enthusiasts alike, drawn by the ilks. Local conservation efforts focused on educating the public about the importance of sharks to the aquatic ecosystem, dispelling myths, and fostering a culture of respect and coexistence. As Emma paddled her kayak through the narrow channels carved by the mangroves, the forest sounds came alive. The chirping of birds and the gentle splash of water against her kayak were the only noises that disturbed the peaceful silence. She was in her element, wholly absorbed in the beauty of her surroundings, her heart full of joy and appreciation for the natural world. As the day progressed, Emma navigated the mangroves with ease, her experience evident in the confident strokes of her paddle. She made several stops along the way, captivated by the sight of colorful birds and the occasional fish jumping out of the water. Her camera clicked away, capturing moments she knew would be treasured memories of her solo journey. However, as the afternoon sun descended, casting long shadows over the water, Emma's peaceful exploration took an unexpected turn. A sudden bump against her kayak startled her, reminding her she was not alone in these waters. Initially dismissing it as a piece of drifting wood or perhaps a curious turtle, she continued, unaware of the danger that lurked beneath. The serenity of Coral Cove's mangrove channels was abruptly shattered when Emma felt a jolt more vital than before, this time unmistakably forceful, shaking her kayak with a violence that sent a ripple of fear through her heart. A shadow beneath the water, vast and swift, collided with her vessel, tipping it precariously. In a heart-stopping moment, her arm plunged into the cool water and she felt an excruciating pain as sharp as the fear gripping her. It was a shark, maybe mistaking the kayak's silhouette for prey due to its instinctual curiosity. With adrenaline surging through her veins, Emma fought to right her kayak, her thoughts a whirlwind of panic and determination. After its investigative bite, the shark seemed to lose interest, disappearing into the murky depths from which it came. But the damage was done. Emma's arm bore the terrifying mark of the encounter, a stark reminder of her vulnerability in the vast, untamed ocean. Bleeding and in pain, Emma's survival instincts kicked in. She managed to climb back onto her kayak, her training as an environmental scientist providing her with the knowledge that calm and quick thinking was her only way out. With one arm severely injured, she paddled with all her remaining strength towards the shore, each stroke a testament to her resolve to survive. The journey back was a blur of pain, and enchanting mangroves now seemed like silent witnesses to her struggle, the shadows of the trees stretching out as if to offer her solace and protection. Upon reaching the shore, Emma's cries for help were met by the swift response of nearby beachgoers and the park's rangers, who rushed. So, in the scorching summer of 2003, Lucy and Becky embarked on a cruise ship adventure destined for Montenegro Bayou, Calypso Isle, and Rio Corazon. It seemed like the perfect way for Lucy to unwind before diving into the corporate world. However, they didn't anticipate how this seemingly idyllic trip would take an unexpected turn. On the third day, cruising from Montenegro Bayou, Lucy and Becky decided to hit the ship's grand bar for a few drinks. The offerings were plenty, and soon the libations exceeded their tolerance. With Lucy unwell and clinging to the toilet, Becky tried to help her daughter through the aftermath of their indulgence. Once Lucy felt a bit better, she expressed a desire for fresh air, leading them to the lively deck where a party was in full swing. The crowd's energy overwhelmed Lucy, prompting her to seek solace at the far end of the deck. Despite the attempt to escape the noise, The constant sway of the boat across the ocean made her uneasy. A wave of nausea hit her once more. In a panic, Lucy rushed to the edge, desperately clutching the rail as the need to vomit consumed her. Intoxicated and disoriented, she miscalculated, and her hands slipped from the railing. In a heartbeat, Lucy fell into the dark, unforgiving sea. As Lucy plummeted into the ocean, her world seemed to slow down and panic set in. Desperately, she tried to twist herself, reaching for the rail into a symbol representing the unexplored depths of animal consciousness. However, unforeseen challenges would soon arise that would test this newfound connection. Nicole's research was unexpectedly altered as she stumbled upon a fascinating correlation between Neptune's behavior and the emotional states of the aquarium staff. The shark appeared to sense and react to the cylindrical tank, which stood as a transparent spectacle. Armed with scientific curiosity, Nicole embarked on a journey to unravel the mysteries of the chamber and discovered a considerable passage leading to an underwater observation room. The room, encased in glass, offered an unfiltered view of the sharks in their aquatic domain. Nicole was marveling at the hidden spectacle when an unexpected accident happened. She felt the floor beneath her give way, and she was plunged into the shark tank. Panic began to set in within her as the predators circled her, their predatory instincts being triggered. Nicole was engaged in a fierce battle against the relentless current as she swam with frantic determination towards the observation room. With every stroke, she bravely defied the forces of nature, narrowly evading the menacing jaws of the sharks that lurked nearby, in their natural habitat to unravel the mysteries behind their seemingly erratic behavior. Nicole's research captivated the scientific community. As her findings challenged existing theories about shark intelligence, she formed an unexpected bond with one particular search had divided the town of Harbor's Edge due to its ethical implications. Advocates were praised for pushing the boundaries of understanding, as they believed that she had made significant of determine not only the future of the shark exhibit, but also the ethical standards that guided marine research on a global scale. After intense deliberations, the town council ultimately reached a compromise. Nicole's research was continued under strict ethical guidelines, with a strong emphasis on ensuring the shark's welfare. The decision garnered mixed reactions, highlighting the delicate balance between scientific progress and moral risk. The subjects of fear and fascination transformed into ambassadors representing a new era of marine understanding. Neptune in particular was emerging as a symbol of the delicate harmony achieved between humans and the untamed creatures of the deep. The town of Harbor's Edge, which had previously been divided, embraced this delicate harmony. The aquarium, which had become a symbol of responsible marine research, continued attracting a steady stream of visitors eager to witness the evolving relationship between Nicole and the sharks. The incident had become a remarkable testament that showcased the unwavering resilience of scientific curiosity and the profound ethical response of the town of Harbor's Edge, as it embraced a future where scientific progress and a profound respect for the untamed beauty of the ocean coexisted. The underwater observation room was transformed into a symbol representing transparency and accountability in marine research. Nicole and her team were persistently exploring the ocean's depths, paving the way for a new era of understanding and collaboration between humans and the enigmatic creatures that inhabited the underwater realm. And so, the incident was a chronicle that chronicled scientific exploration, ethical
Aware of the impending catastrophe that was about to occur, the tranquility shattered when a mere ripple, caressed the water's surface, an ominous herald of the terror that lurked beneath. The great white shark, a monstrous predator lurking in the ocean's depths, remained elusive as its menacing silhouette was concealed by the vastness of the sea. It struck with a ferocity that defied comprehension, bearing a primitive instinct with an incomprehensible amount of strength. The whirlwind of frothy water, which had been a source of happiness in the past, had turned into a battlefield where survival hung by the thinnest thread. As Toby was being attacked, the savage jaws of the great white shark pressed down on him, a chilling demonstration of the unrelenting force of nature. After being dragged into the depths, he descended into the murky abyss, where the light was diminishing and darkness was controlling everything. Panic clawed at his consciousness, threatening to engulf him as the jaws of impending doom, which triumphed over his feelings of fear and despair. In the midst of the fierce battle unfolding beneath the waves, Toby's world transformed into a stark palette of black and white. As the chaos fueled by adrenaline mingled with the primordial dance of predator and prey, the fleeting moments seemed to last forever. Amidst the chaos, the great white's razor-sharp teeth tore into Toby's flesh, claiming a part of him forever. The harsh reality of mortality loomed, a chilling reminder of man's vulnerability in nature's relentless embrace. As Toby broke the surface of the water, struggling for air, the conflict continued to rage. The great white shark struck one more time, its savagery remaining unflinching, a scene that painted.
The community came together, bolstered by the incident, to promote safety in the waters while fostering a deeper appreciation for the delicate balance of life in the ocean. Alex Thompson's journey from teen adventurer to survivor and advocate was a poignant reminder of fear and raw power. The world around him seemed to slow as he locked eyes with the shark, a petrifying and surreal connection. Instinctively, James fought back with all his might, his adrenaline-fueled strength a stark contrast to the shark's natural prowess. For a brief moment, he managed to break free from the shark's grip, resurfacing into the air, gasping for breath, his heart pounding in his ears. But the shark was unyielding, its predatory instincts fully ignited. It lunged at James again with a swift, powerful movement, pulling him under the water surface. The ocean around them churned violently as James was engulfed in the shark's deadly embrace. Disappearing, but physically damaging, could not dampen Emma's spirit or her love for the marine world she had dedicated her life to protecting. Emma's story spread through Coral Cove and beyond, becoming a powerful narrative of human resilience and the complex relationship between humans and nature. Her return to the water was a poignant moment, not just for Emma but for the entire community. Armed with a deeper understanding and a reinforced respect for the ocean's inhabitants, she embarked on her kayak again, her gaze steady on the horizon. Emma Thornton's journey from a serene day in the mangroves to a life-changing encounter with a shark and back to the water she loves is a powerful reminder of the fragility of life, the strength of the human spirit, and the enduring bond between humanity and the natural world. Ultimately, her story is one of triumph, not tragedy, a narrative of overcoming fear, embracing understanding, and living to make a difference in the world. The sun dipped low on the horizon, casting a golden hue over the crystal-clear waters of Kaluwe Reef off the Australian coast. The vibrant marine life danced beneath the surface, a kaleidoscope of colors against the backdrop of thriving coral ecosystems. In the midst of this underwater paradise, Christina Craig, an accomplished underwater photographer, immersed herself in her lifelong passion for capturing the mysterious beauty of the deep through the lens of her camera. As Christina bade goodbye to her crew aboard the boat, she plunged into Australia's cold waters. Christina wore a heavy lead vest on top of her sleek wetsuit that clung to her form, her auburn hair floating around her like a halo as she glided through the water with effortless elegance. Her eyes, filled with excitement and wonder, scanned the reef, absorbing the intricate beauty surrounding her. For Christina, Kaluwe Reef wasn't just a location. It was her life's work, playground, and sanctuary. Having dedicated her life to capturing the most elusive shots from the depths, Christina had traveled the world for her passion. Her never-before-seen shots and footage of the world beneath the waves had earned her the respect and recognition among her peers. Today, she was in one of the planet's most breathtaking yet daring underwater environments. As Christina delved deeper into the reef, her senses heightened and her anticipation grew. The vibrant corals in various shapes and sizes created a mesmerizing spectacle, captivating her attention. Every stroke propelled her further into the heart of the reef, where marine life thrived in unparalleled diversity. But as Christina marveled at the wonders around her, the tranquility was shattered by an unexpected presence. A massive shadow loomed on the periphery of her vision, a dark silhouette that cut through the vibrant hues of the reef. Christina turned slowly, her eyes widening with a mix of awe and fear. An 11-foot tiger shark circled with predatory grace. Christina's heart raced as the reality of the situation sank in. She knew the risks of exploring the open sea, but encountering such a formidable predator up close was an entirely different experience. Frozen with fear, Christina watched as the shark closed in, its sleek body moving effortlessly through the water. It was a majestic yet terrifying creature, a reminder of the delicate balance between fascination and danger that defined the ocean. The predator circled closer, and Christina's instincts kicked in. Despite the fear that gripped her, she reached for the knife strapped to her wetsuit. Gripping it tightly, she faced the approaching shark, prepared to defend herself against this force of nature. The intensity of the moment was palpable. Christina could have sworn that she could hear her heartbeat pounding. Armed only with a knife, she faced the tiger shark as it circled, assessing her as its potential prey. In an instant, the serene underwater world transformed into a battleground for survival. The shark attacked with astonishing speed, its powerful jaws aiming for Christina's body. In a desperate bid for survival, Christina thrust her knife toward the shark, but the predator's strength overwhelmed her. The shark's teeth latched onto her lead vest, and despite the protection it offered, Christina felt the pressure of the beast's powerful bite. The world beneath the waves became a chaotic struggle for life. Christina, caught in the jaws of the tiger shark, fought against the relentless force, threatening to drag her deeper into the abyss. The vest, designed to protect against such encounters, strained against the immense power of the predator. A surge of agony shot through Christina as her ribs fractured from the shark's bite. The water surrounding her was now tainted with the metallic taste of blood, a stark contrast to the vibrant colors of the coral reef. Yet even in the face of overwhelming pain, Christina refused to surrender. Summoning every ounce of strength and determination, Christina thrust the knife into the shark's eye. A visceral reaction followed as the predator released its grip, momentarily disoriented by the searing pain. Christina seized the opportunity, propelling herself toward the surface with all her strength. As she ascended, the pain in her ribs intensified with each stroke. The world above shimmered with the promise of survival. But Christina knew the battle wasn't over. With the taste of blood lingering in the water, she emerged, gasping for air, her body battered and bruised. On the surface, the crew on the boat, unaware of the life and death struggle below, scrambled into action. The urgency in their movements reflected the gravity of the situation. With practiced efficiency, they hoisted Christina out of the water, her wetsuit clinging to her wounded form. First aid was administered with a sense of urgency, and the boat raced back to shore. The minutes stretched into an agonizing blur as Christina fought to stay conscious, her body weakened by the relentless assault of the tiger shark. The journey to the hospital became a race against time, each passing moment critical, alerting the captain to steer the ship back to Lucy's fall point. On board, panic ensued as the crew prepared to enter the water for the search. In the inky blackness of the ocean, Lucy struggled with disorientation. The night sea offered nothing but darkness, and she paddled towards the only glimpse of light, the moon, desperately trying to stay afloat. Reaching the surface, Lucy gasped for breath, the cold, salty ocean engulfing her senses. With the massive ship slowing down in the distance, she knew rescue was on the way. Determined, she waded through the chilly waters, keeping her eyes fixed on the approaching vessel. As hope flickered, something rough brushed against her legs, sending shivers down her spine. Realizing she was not alone, Lucy scanned the dark expanse for any signs of movement aside from the rhythmic dance of the waves. Amidst the searchlights casting a glow on Lucy's surroundings, relief was replaced by dread as an unmistakable fin sliced through the water's surface. Panic set in when Lucy recognized the ominous shape, a tiger shark measuring a daunting 14 feet. The fin circled, signaling imminent danger. The massive predator approached Lucy, disappearing beneath the waves. Only the lapping of waves and Lucy's frantic paddling could be heard in the eerie silence. Without warning, the serene ocean transformed into a nightmare. The tiger shark surged at Lucy with terrifying speed, jaws snapping shut around her leg. The impact was bone-chilling, accompanied by Lucy's agonizing scream echoing across the once tranquil seascape. Blood mingled with the water, creating a chilling crimson cloud, marking the brutal clash between life and death. Razor-sharp teeth left deep, jagged wounds, evidence of the savage battle beneath the surface. Lucy fought desperately to stay afloat, kicking and pushing the relentless shark with her free leg. The force of the attack worsened her wounds, her flesh torn to shreds by the relentless predator. As the ship's crew spotted the frantic struggle during the search, they leaped into action. A rescue raft, manned by Kenny and 2 security officers, was swiftly lowered. Its engine roared to life as they sped towards the scene of the brutal shark attack. Lucy fought with every ounce of strength in the relentless struggle for survival. Bill, driven by pure instinct, countered the relentless predator. With kicks from his free leg, he targeted the shark's rough skin and powerful muscles, hoping to repel the creature or at least cause it some harm. A stroke of luck came when Lucy managed to deliver a forceful kick to the shark's sensitive snout. The predator recoiled in pain, releasing its grip on her already mangled leg. Desperately trying to stay afloat, Lucy grappled with her injuries, making swimming an impossible task. The fear lingered in the back of her mind that the shark might return for another attack. Yet instead of another assault, a strong hand reached for Lucy's arm as she began to sink. Opening her eyes, she saw Kenny pulling her aboard the rescue raft. The scene on the raft was grim, Lucy's wounds staining it with blood. Kenny and another security officer immediately attended to her injuries while the raft maneuvered toward the ship. Once Lucy was safely aboard the ship, the onboard doctors sprang into action, operating on her wounds to ensure her recovery. The turbulent sea ordeal is now replaced by the focused efforts of the ship's crew to save Lucy's life. The morning sun gently touched Lucy's face as she stirred awake, finding her mother, Becky, by her side. However, Becky's eyes were welled up with tears instead of the usual warmth, silently reflecting the weight. The small coastal town of Streaky Bay, South Australia, nestled along the vast and wild Southern Ocean. The local community lived harmoniously with the sea. Known for its rugged beauty and abundant marine life, Streaky Bay was a hidden gem. Streaky Bay was a natural habitat for these majestic creatures. As James and Sarah maneuvered their boards, slicing through the crisp blue waves, the day promised nothing but exhilarating rides and the salty freedom that only surfing could bring. The sun glinted off the water, casting a serene glow over the ocean, and the laughter and chatter between the 2 friends echoed over the waves. They were in their element, unaware of the lurking danger beneath the surface. Without any forewarning, the tranquility of the moment was shattered. A colossal great white shark, its massive form almost 15 feet in length, emerged from the deep ocean blue with a daunting, silent swiftness. Its dark, soulless eyes, starkly contrasting to the vibrant life above, were fixed menacingly on James. The shark's approach was stealthy yet swift, its torpedo-shaped body slicing through the water with terrifying precision. In a split second, the great predator struck from the side, its enormous jaws lined with rows of razor-sharp teeth, snapping shut with a force that turned the water around them into a frenzied turmoil. The shock of the cold, powerful grip of the shark jolted James to his core. He came face to face with the formidable beast, embodying the reality of what was happening. Her friend in the relentless grip of one of nature's most formidable predators was too much to comprehend. With James in its grasp, the shark vanished into the depths, leaving beasts and shark experts were called to monitor shark activity in the area. The community was in shock, grappling with the loss of one of their own. In the days that followed, tributes poured in for James. He was remembered as a vibrant soul, a friend to many and a passionate surfer. The town held a memorial service by the beach, where friends and family gathered to share stories and say their goodbyes. The attack highlighted the ever-present dangers of Surf. Freaky Bay was a grim reminder of the delicate balance between humans and nature. It highlighted the need for coexistence, respect, and understanding of the natural world. For Sarah and the surfing community, the ocean will always be a place of beauty and awe, but also of respect and caution. The sharks circling created a vortex of anticipation. The boat, a fragile vessel adrift in a world of untamed power, swayed gently like a leaf caught in a whirlpool. With a sudden, breathtaking burst of speed, the tiger shark lunged at a cooler filled with bait. Its massive jaws snapped shut with a thunderous crash, rending the cooler apart in a ferocious display of power. James knew they were in a perilous situation, one that demanded quick thinking and even quicker action. In a daring move, he and Mark ignited the boat's engine and sped away from the scene, leaving behind a cloud of torn bait and salty water. The scent of shredded bait lingered in the air, tantalizing the senses as the shark, driven by rage, gave chase. The night unfurled, and the moon cast its ethereal glow upon the tumultuous sea. The pursuit evolved into a relentless, heart-pounding race, a battle of wits and endurance between human and beast. James, his hands steady on the wheel, guided the ocean voyager through the unpredictable waves. Each surge and crash was a reminder of their vulnerability, and yet, in the darkness, a glimmer of hope beckoned. The open sea, vast and enigmatic, offered both sanctuary and uncertainty. Hours stretched into eternity, and the relentless pursuit showed no sign of stopping. Exhausted but resolute, James and Mark fought against the tide, their spirits unyielding. Dawn broke on the horizon, its pastel hues painting a new chapter in their struggle. Finally, the shore emerged on the distant horizon, a beacon of salvation amid the unabating chaos. With their last reserves of energy, they pushed the ocean voyager to its limits, racing toward the promise of solid ground. The shark, unwavering in its pursuit, made one final desperate lunge, its jaws gaping wide. However, it was unsuccessful. Gasping for breath and with bodies drenched in sweat and salt water, James and Mark reached the safety of the shore. The warmth of the rising sun enveloped them, offering solace after the night's ordeal. They had eluded the tiger shark, a monstrous apparition from the depths. They had survived, but they knew that not everyone was as fortunate. Their encounter with the tiger shark had been a reminder that nature, in all its beauty and mystery, was as enchanting as it was. On the rugged coastline of North America, Nestle channeled his fascination into a career. Armed with a degree in marine biology, he dedicated himself to understanding and preserving the fragile ecosystems of the coastline he called home. His dreams extended beyond research papers. He aimed to make a tangible difference, ensuring the harmony of marine life for generations to come. The expedition had taken them to a remote, scarcely charted part of the coast, far from the comforts of civilization. Here, the dense forest embraced the turbulent sea, and the boundaries between land and water blurred. Their mission was twofold: document the mysteries of the forest and the creatures beneath the waves, while offering their environmental consulting expertise to remote communities. The days were filled with treks through ancient woods, where sunlight filtered through the dense canopy of trees. The sun bathed the coastline in a golden glow. That Harry and his team set out on a small boat to explore the waters. Their goal was to gather crucial data on the local marine ecosystem, part of a broader effort to understand and conserve the aquatic life unique to this region. The sea, vast and unforgiving, held the promise of both wonder and peril. As they ventured further from the shore, the team noticed something extraordinary, a disturbance in the water, like the shiver of a giant awakening from slumber. They exchanged uneasy glances, the thrill of discovery intertwined with a growing sense of unease. As they scanned the water's surface, the team's senses sharpened. The sound of the waves crashing against the boat intensified, as if the sea itself was echoing its growing agitation. The taste of salt on their lips seemed more pronounced, a tangible reminder of their isolation. Then it emerged, a colossal shadow beneath the waves, its dark form sinuously gliding through the depths. Harry, a seasoned adventurer and marine biologist, recognized it instantly, the unmistakable silhouette of a tiger shark. This was no ordinary shark. It was a leviathan, a creature of legend that had inspired tales of terror and awe among sailors for generations. The tension aboard the boat was palpable as the massive creature circled them, its dark, unblinking eyes fixated on the intruders. The team, faces etched with a mix of awe and trepidation, knew they had no choice but to remain still, hoping that the shark's curiosity would wane. But this apex predator had other plans. In a sudden, lightning-fast movement, the tiger shark lunged at the boat, its jaws gaping wide. Harry and his team, caught off guard, scrambled in a frenzy to evade the impending disaster. Heartbeats thundered in their chests, and the world around them seemed to blur into chaos. Just inches away from the boat, the shark's jaws snapped shut with a deafening force, narrowly missing them. The air was filled with the stench of brine and the guttural rumble of a predator's growl. Panic coursed through their veins as they realized the true nature of their peril. The encounter had reached a terrifying climax. The shark, undeterred, circled back, its dorsal fin slicing through the water like a sinister omen. With the team's hearts pounding in their chests, they knew that they were locked in a battle for survival against one of the ocean's most formidable beasts. Desperation ignited their actions as they fought back against the relentless onslaught. They wielded their improvised tools, a boat hook, a flare gun, and even a snorkel, as makeshift weapons. The sea became the battleground of a fragile vessel pitted against the raw, unbridled power of nature. Harry, drenched in seawater and sweat, found himself at the front of the battle. His eyes locked with those of the shark, and in that heart-stopping moment, he recognized a primal determination, a fight for life that transcended the boundaries of species. Gripping the boat hook, Harry lunged at the shark, thrusting it toward the gaping maw of death. The clash between man and beast intensified, each combatant driven by an unyielding will to survive. The shark's massive body thrashed and writhed, its teeth gnashing, while Harry and his team fought valiantly, their shouts echoing over the churning waters. Hours felt like an eternity as they battled to protect their fragile vessel from the relentless predator. Finally, after a grueling standoff, the Coast Guard arrived, their presence heralded by the roar of engines and the sharp crack of warning shots. The shark, disoriented and injured, retreated into the unfathomable depths of the ocean, leaving Harry and his team shaken but alive. In the aftermath of the harrowing encounter, Harry and his team reflected on the profound impact it had on their lives. They had witnessed the raw power of nature and the fragility of human existence, a lesson etched into their very souls. As they returned to the safety of the shore, they couldn't help but feel a mix of awe and gratitude for the untamed world they had encountered. They had narrowly escaped the clutches of the tiger shark. Still, the memory of that fateful day would forever remain etched in their minds, a testament to the indomitable spirit of adventure and the mysteries of the deep. Though they hadn't accomplished their original mission unscathed, they had gained a newfound respect for the wild and the intricate balance of nature that governed their John Matthews, a vast expanse of crystalline blue, as the sun dipped below the horizon. The secluded beach, hidden away from the hustle and bustle of tourist resorts, lay bathed in the warm, golden light of the early evening. In 2007, John, an unassuming accountant seeking respite from the relentless before him, the idea of adventure, of venturing beyond the confines of his comfort zone, was an alien concept. As John waded deeper into the inviting waters, the world around him underwent a malevolent transformation. The tranquility shattered, replaced by an eerie stillness that settled upon the beach like a shroud of foreboding. Unbeknownst to him, beneath the sun-dappled surface, a shadowy malevolence lurked, a malevolence that would soon surface to claim its unsuspecting prey. The sun, now a mere sliver on the horizon, cast long skeletal shadows that reached out like spectral fingers, caressing the palm trees that rustled ominously in the warm breeze. Then it happened. A sudden disturbance, a seismic shift beneath the water. A shiver ran down John's spine as he felt something lurking beneath him, an unseen presence that sent ripples of dread coursing through him. The once calm waves which had lovingly cradled him grew agitated, their frothy fingers clawing at the shore with a malevolent hunger. The beachgoers, who had been mere spectators to the tranquil scene, now gasped in collective horror. From the depths, a monstrous presence emerged, an immense tiger shark, its inky black eyes fixated on John with an unnatural hunger. It was a leviathan of nightmares, its jagged dorsal fin cutting through the water like a scalpel. As the colossal predator closed in, a tidal wave of terror engulfed John. Panic took hold, squeezing his chest in a vice-like grip. Onlookers, trapped in a surreal nightmare, could do nothing but watch in helpless horror as the drama unfolded before them. But beneath this primary narrative, another storyline was quietly evolving among the onlookers. A group of local fishermen, their faces etched with the weathered lines of countless sea voyages, exchanged knowing glances. They were the keepers of ancient lore, the guardians of maritime secrets, and they recognized this tiger shark, a creature of legend, a guardian of the sea. They understood that what was transpiring was no mere accident, but a calculated test, a cryptic rite of passage that this unassuming accountant had unwittingly stumbled upon. The encounter played out with a horrific beauty, every moment more harrowing than the last. The tiger shark moved with an otherworldly grace, its lithe form slicing through the water with a macabre elegance. Rows of serrated teeth gleamed ominously, refracting the fading sunlight like wicked jewels. John's struggle against the relentless currents and the mounting surge of fear seemed futile. The rhythm of his heart pounding in his chest and the sound of his ragged breaths was echoing in his ears. The climax was a heart-pounding crescendo of desperation and survival. As John neared the shallower waters, his fingers brushed the sandy seabed. The shark, sensing its quarry slipping away, lunged with one final desperate strike. Its gaping maw snapped shut, its teeth gnashing with a ferocity that seemed to defy the laws of nature. Mere inches from John's trembling leg, a collective gasp of dread emanated from the onlookers, mingling with the thunderous roar of the waves. In a surge of raw, primal adrenaline, John clawed his way onto the sandy shore, his heart hammering in his chest like a demented drumbeat. As John lay gasping on the beach, the crowd rushed to his side, their faces contorted in a chaotic blend of concern and relief. As the story of John's harrowing encounter with the tiger shark spread, the once tranquil beach's reputation was forever altered. John's life had irrevocably changed on that fateful day, and he carried with him the indelible memory of the shark's menace, a haunting presence that would visit him in the darkest recesses of his nightmares. The tiger shark, having failed to claim its prey, melted silently back into the depths of the Caribbean Sea, an enigmatic sentinel of the unfathomable world that lurked beneath the shoreline. A nondescript coastal town bustled with life. It was a typical day in 2012, the sun glaring down upon the golden sands as beachgoers sought solace from the... On a sunny morning, as Alex stared out at the glimmering gulf, an inexplicable yearning for adventure stirred within him. The mundane routine seemed suffocating, and he longed for a taste of the extraordinary, even if only for a fleeting moment. Without a second thought, he decided to set out on his small fishing boat, seeking an escape from the monotony that had defined his life. Alex was no sailor, his boat far from impressive, and his experience with the sea limited to the occasional fishing trip with his father, a distant memory from his childhood. But with a cooler of sandwiches, a few cans of soda, and an itch for adventure, he left the safety of the town's shorelines behind. As he ventured farther into the Gulf, the noises of everyday life receded, replaced by the gentle creaking of his boat and the endless expanse of the sea. A sense of freedom he had never known filled his heart, and for the first time in his life he felt truly alive. Hours passed, and as the sun descended, illuminating the sea with an orange hue, Alex's yearning for adventure was rewarded in the most unexpected way. Emerging from the depths, a shadowy figure appeared, a tiger shark, a colossal titan of the ocean. Its distinctive stripes and massive form were awe-inspiring, and Alex watched in stunned fascination. The shark, however, was unlike any creature he had ever encountered. Its eyes held a malevolent intelligence that sent shivers down his spine. Its movements were not those of a curious predator, but of something far more sinister, something vengeful. Unlike an adventurer or a marine biologist, Alex was unprepared for this encounter. He had no underwater camera, no scientific instruments, and no knowledge of shark behavior. He was just an ordinary man caught in an extraordinary moment, facing a creature that seemed to bear a grudge from a forgotten past. The tiger shark circled his modest boat, its movements growing more agitated. Alex's fascination turned to trepidation, then to sheer terror as the shark, driven by some unexplainable vendetta, lunged toward him. In a desperate scramble, he narrowly evaded the gaping jaws of the predator, feeling the rough caress of its skin against his leg. The struggle that followed was a harrowing battle of wits and survival. Alex fought to stay afloat, his heart pounding as the tiger shark circled, relentless in its pursuit. The shark's eyes held a malevolent gleam, and its behavior defied all instincts. It made repeated calculated attempts to claim its prey. In a moment of sheer desperation, Alex spotted a rusted harpoon wedged beneath the boat's seat. Summoning every ounce of courage, he seized the harpoon and thrust it toward the shark as it lunged once more. The weapon found its mark, plunging deep into the predator's side. The tiger shark let out a bone-chilling, otherworldly wail of pain and fury. Blood clouded the water, turning the serene sea into a gruesome battleground. The once majestic creature thrashed in agony, its powerful tail creating a whirlpool of frothy waves. But this was only the beginning of Alex's ordeal. The shark, now wounded and more enraged than ever, refused to yield. It continues to circle, its eyes filled with an unnerving intelligence that seemed to transcend mere instinct. It was as if the creature held him personally responsible for its suffering, and it would stop at nothing to exact its revenge. Desperation gripped Alex as he searched his boat for anything that might help him escape this relentless nightmare. In a flash of inspiration, he reached for a piece of raw fish he had used as bait earlier in the day. Gripping it tightly, he cast it far into the water, creating a trail of scent that would hopefully distract the wounded predator. The shark, drawn by the scent of fresh prey and blinded by its fury, followed the trail of fish into deeper waters. Its menacing silhouette gradually faded from view, disappearing into the Gulf's depths. The relentless circling ceased, and the waters returned to their tranquil state. But the sense of unease lingered. As Alex finally made his way back to shore, he couldn't shake the feeling that he had crossed paths with a force beyond comprehension. A vengeful spirit of the deep, an entity that defied the laws of nature and reason. He returned to the tranquil coastal town, a nameless hero who had survived a nightmare from the depths. Though he had not sought adventure, adventure had found him, leaving him with a newfound appreciation for the unpredictability of life and the harrowing encounters that could lie just beneath the surface of the ordinary.